welcome to episode 19 of This Won't Last Long, the variety podcast where I, Michael Winter, aka Michael Creates, talk about everything going on in my life since the last episode, everything going on in pop culture since the last episode, and whatever other topics come to mind since last episode. So last episode was episode 18. I talked about the SAG-AFTRA stuff, which is obviously still going on, and as well as the San Diego Comic-Con stuff that got announced and shown and stuff. San Diego Comic-Con last time, or at the end of last month. So yeah, it's been around 3 weeks. 19 days, whatever, since the last episode. So, since then, starting with me, as of today, I would have loved to say, as of today, the self-documentary is done being edited and everything, but I still have a little bit to do for it. But after the end of tomorrow, as of the end of tomorrow, my self-documentary titled Strum into Progress should be fully edited and ready to be put as private on my channel content, or on my channel. Because if you don't know, with the stuff with my other project, The Interview, which is coming out in the fall, I tend to make the lead up to the releases of my projects really dramatic. I like to promote and make really cool promotional material for my projects. And this is another one of those projects. So I'm debating whether to release it in before the interview or after, but it's either going to be September or November, so or Christmas, but I don't know when I want to release it, but yeah, I'll figure that out. Yeah. That should be done tomorrow. And I'll work on trailers in the coming weeks, in the coming days, and prepare all those. But yeah, man, it's like so fucking cool that I kind of today, say I worked on this for another 5 days. I hope I don't have to, but it's been around 5 months, because I looked on you can't, but I can see my history of my Drive folders. Everyone can, but anyway. I can see on the history of my Drive folder for this documentary when it was created, and when my first video for this documentary was uploaded to my Drive. That was March 16th of this year. So March to April is 1 month. April to May is 2 months. May to June is 3 months. June to July is 4 months. July to August is 5 months. So say I worked on this since February instead of March, or I worked on this until September instead of August. I've been working on this for the better part of half of a year, which is fucking insane. 5 months of my life have been, not fully, but just pretty much dedicated partly to this documentary. With the last month being more than any of the other 4, than any of the other 5, but yeah, than any of the other, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's crazy that it's almost done. Feels like I'm giving away a kid. Speaking of, university stuff. My parents gave me away to the real world, so to speak. At least more of it. Man, it's almost time. 2 weeks today, and I am moving in to York University residence. That is insane to me, and terrifying and heartbreaking. And like I already said, exciting, all at the same time somehow. But the two other parts, heartbreaking and terrifying, I won't get too into it, but part of my friend group, I lost one of them from my life. Some stupid reason. I don't want to get too personal here, but yeah, she's out of my life for a really shitty reason, and I'm like, so in my eyes, and I guess her eyes too, our friend group is just without her, and to her without me. So in my eyes, my friend group is me. I'll just say their names because they've been in other things. To me, my friend group is just Lena, Caleb, and Jim, and then to the person that's out of my life now, her friend group is just her, Caleb, Jim, and Lena, without me. So it's annoying and shitty. And lost someone else who I thought was a brother. Who I thought was going to be my brother. A boyfriend of someone I know. But yeah. And then just the other day, someone from my extended, like a step grandpa, died. So that's been in the last week or two. More so week, leaning on the week part. But yeah, so I've been great. No, it's weird because I have been though. Oddly enough, with all that happening, that would, come a year or two ago, pretty much break me. I'm okay with it. I mean, well, I'm not okay with any of it, but in the sense of, I wanted it all to happen, all the three losses. One of which being an actual loss from this world, like death, and then two, just personal ones, social and emotional, just out of my life. Losing connections with two people. Anyway. Oh my god, my eyes itchy, holy shit. But yeah. I'm just, I would prefer them not to happen, these three losses, but I'm okay with them in the sense that, I'll manage, you know? I mean, a friend I know, Sarah was saying the other day, we were texting and stuff, we tend to have really deep late night chats on text, at times, but yeah, the main point it got to before we said goodnight the other day was that she was saying, I was kind of saying how I was worried, how I've been worried, how since I lost that one person from my friend group who I considered family. Like I consider the rest of them. Family. That I'll lose the other 3 of them from the friend group, just from like our one-on-one connections overall. And then Sarah was saying how part of growing up is accepting that just happens. But it's a thing of like living in the present. And actually, you know what? I have my phone here. I'll just recite or paraphrase what Sarah said in the DMs. Just that naturally, you know, losing connections either temporarily or permanently happens, and just knowing there's a possibility of reconnecting later is a really happy feeling, and drifting and stuff happens with life getting more busy and stuff like that. Especially with university and college starting up for most of us soon, in the next few weeks. That's the start of life getting more busy, and it just gets busier and less freeing from this point forward. And I think that's the terrifying part of it anyway. The other part is, of course, losing the connection with them overall, but each of them overall. But yeah, I think my friend Sarah saying that really helped me, because I mean, and also I have other friends beside this one friend group, other one-on-one connections with people that no matter how little I see them, like on average like a month or every month or every month and a half or whatever, the connection never loses its touch. And we never lose touch. So all I have to do is just hope and pray that same thing happens with me, Lena, Caleb, and Jim. So that each of us don't lose our connections with each other. And that's the hope and everything. So that's the little personal bit. But yeah, and part of that is that it sucks with the interview. If you don't know about the interview by now, I mean, I won't explain as deeply as I have done in other podcast episodes, like the if you didn't know, blah blah blah. I'll just be very brief, but yeah, if you didn't know, the interview is the second project that I've been working on this summer, and before that too, obviously, but because I recently found out that I actually started writing the screenplay, or conceived the idea of this in a screenplay form, began writing September of last year. So come next month, it'll be a year since I have been working on this. That's insane. But yeah, anyway. Like almost half a year on Strum into Progress, the documentary, learning electric guitar and stuff, and then almost a full year working on the interview. Anyway, if you didn't know, the interview is not as big as the self-documentary, but it's big in concept. So the interview, if you didn't know, is a choose your own adventure kind of kind of project. So it has 3 different endings, one being a more major implications kind of ending, and 2 being like what the fuck just happened kind of endings, like little smaller endings. And then 6 pathways, as I like to call them, lead into those 3 endings. So there's 9 videos in total, 3 endings, 6 pathways. And the premise is that kind of like those Vogue interviews that a lot of celebrities fake through, and kind of be douches throughout. My character is a hypothetical version of me that in the future, if I ever took the money to heart, kind of thing. An alternate version of me where I just become a rich asshole, which, knowing myself, I will never become, but the joke is that there's still that possibility of me becoming that, so it's just, it's a meta commentary on, anyway, irrelevant, but yeah, so basically my character, for all intents and purposes, I would have named him Michael, just my own name, but a la Markiplier, I figured I would name him Mr. Winter to make it more douchey. So yeah, Mr. Winter watches the Truman Show for a university lecture the next day, and he basically loses his sanity because he starts to think he's the main character. He starts to think he's like Truman in the sense of he's being watched his whole life, and he's being watched every moment of his life. So yeah, he kind of takes the movie as reality, and then you see where it goes from there, with the 6 pathways and the 3 endings. So yeah, I can't wait for you to see it. That comes out in the fall. I'm hoping for October, even though I'm done like in the next couple weeks, but yeah, because transition, but yeah, it's all, the interview is almost done. Tomorrow, my plan tomorrow before work, before I go to work, my shift starts at 7, so it's like a 20-minute walk I would have to, anyway, so I'll probably wake up at like 12 something, 11 something, or maybe even 10 something in the morning, and eat something, get ready for the day, whatever. And then the plan is, before work, is to do as much, or finish as much edits, hopefully get all 4 of the, because there's 4 videos left that I need to edit. Well, I've done like some small edits to them, but like they're not, like there's still a lot that I need to do for them, editing wise, because, and then the library video still needs to be fully filmed. That's the only thing that I need to film stuff for. The other 3 I need to just figure out stuff for, and edit and finish editing them. So more accurately, tomorrow I will edit the remaining 3 videos that already have everything filmed for them. And I will finish editing those before work tomorrow, and then in the coming few days, I will finish filming the library video and fully edit that, and then everything's done, and then I can, organize it the way I want, and make all the trailers from it and whatever, behind the scenes and all that jazz. So yeah, and then same thing, but with Strum into Progress. So I'm doing all this, I'm working on all this so much now, compared to the other times I've worked on this stuff, because first of all, I just want to have a little bit, even if it's just like a week or whatever, where I just don't have to do anything that I left on the back burner for before university. And with these two projects being done, I don't have to do anything other than just, like, oh shit, I almost spilled water on my laptop. Just regular things like these kind of streams and, working out and just, daily, during the week kind of stuff. But actual projects and things that I set out to do before university, I have nothing left. After these two projects are done by next Wednesday, because I want to show all of this to my dad, because I don't get to see him very often. Separated parents, you know how it is. Divorced parents, you know how it is. But yeah. And I'm sleeping over there next Wednesday, and he tends to have very good conversations with me about film stuff, and creative stuff overall, so looking forward to that, and I want to show him everything that I've finished and worked on. And also, the other half of it is just, like I said, just wanting more time for, to not have to do anything before university. So yeah, man. No, I was gonna say before I cut myself off, with the interview, it's been a little odd, because not that I don't like this guy, but as a friend, but yeah, with Lena and Caleb, I was really looking forward to working on the full project with them, and then after we filmed the intro video, personal stuff in their lives happened, that they've just kind of been out of commission for the last almost a month, so we haven't been able to see each other. One of them checks in occasionally. The other is just silent and has had no contact with me for almost a month. A little concerning with him, but anyway, but like that friend of mine, Sarah, said, and I agree with, and that I've also said to myself many times as a reminder, it's just about that reconnecting later and not losing that touch whenever you see them. And I just hope that happens the next time I see them, separately or together, all three of us. But till then, I just have to hope. Yeah. Anyway, but just for my own heart's sake and my own just to be bothered by it less, I'm making a separate bloopers video with Liam and Cam, because it's obviously more funny, and then I'm making a more, for lack of a better word, formal, I guess you would, I guess a less humorous, behind the scenes, tonally wise, tone wise, video with the person who for lack of a better word, replaced Lena and Caleb. Her name is Ollie. But yeah, Ollie came to rescue with that. I don't know her very well, other than just that she's going into second year of my program at York, and she also graduated last year from the same high school as I graduated from this year. So I know her from knew her. Oh my god, I knew her from a distance up until this point of like, she can't help me anymore because like I think she is either going away or she said she's not available after this week. I'm working this weekend, so. But yeah, so I filmed the library video by myself and tried my best with that. But anyway, besides the point. So anyway, she has been helping me. She helped me for 3. Yeah, I want to say 3 filming sessions for this. To film the remaining 8 pathways, or sorry, 5 pathways and 3 endings. Because she did help a little bit with the library video as well, so that is included. And she's awesome for that, and I'll forever be grateful for that, because God knows when I would have had God knows who else would have been free, how long I would have had to waited for that. You know what I mean? So thank you to Ollie for that and helping me with that and putting up with my shit and stuff for those 3 sessions. And yeah, and everything's almost done that she helped me film, and the intro video has been done for a while from Lena and Caleb. Yeah. I think that's it, man. 2 huge projects in both concept and in time and effort. Work, you know, in the amount of doubts that I've had with both of them. Yeah. And they're both gonna be done by next Wednesday, or I guess this Wednesday, I guess you would say, but yeah. Because that's the next Friday is the 18th. Yay, payday. Payday is next Friday for me, but yeah. Wait, yeah, Wednesday the 16th. Both of these are going to be done by Wednesday the 16th. And the rest of the time I'll stream more often in those 9 days. Leading up to me going to university, and I'll figure out how to like my setup for content creation in that first week of moving in to York, and yeah, man. So yeah, I think that's it with personal stuff. And then of course, you know, I posted a bit on YouTube and TikTok while while you guys wait for these projects to be released. Including, of course, the new trailer for the interview, which has been out for a little bit at this point, a little while at this point, but yeah. And then, of course, the same thing with my last video essay for like a month or two. So I went out with a bang in terms of that, in terms of video essays wise, but it's called With Great Power ... slash whatever, a video essay. And it's about quite a few characters from different franchises and things and shows and movies that I personally love very much, and that I heavily believe apply to the universal message that started with Stan Lee creating Spider-Man and writing, with great power there must also come great responsibility. And it's basically a video essay about how that message applies to the characters that I mentioned, that I love, the different shows and movies and things, how the message applies to life, how it applies to me, how it applies to film and TV, and just creativity overall, stuff like that. And it's quite a hefty one. It's like 15 minutes of the topics and things. It's been out for a little while too, but I would check it out if I were you. My video essays always tend to do better than other videos for some reason, but I guess you have to check out why. The link is in my Twitch bio as well, I think. So check that out. Yeah, going on to some pop culture stuff. Not much has happened, or has been happening. Just some rumors with James Gunn stuff that I don't care about because it's just rumors. Oh, James Gunn said this to Gal Gadot, and James Gunn said this about other projects, and James Gunn said, I don't care. Like, they're all rumors. He's a great dude who makes great shit. Like, only people who know what James Gunn says, other actors, or they're directors and whatever, writers or whatever, people in the film industry, about other projects, is James Gunn and the person that he spoke to. Anyone else doesn't fucking know. You know what I mean? So, I consider it all bullshit in my eyes until James Gunn himself fucking talks about it. Like, that's why I think cancel culture is mostly useless, because it's in most cases it's been useless. I think the example that I use every time I talk about this is the actor for Ralph from The Flash, seasons 4 to 6. aka Elongated Man. That was his character's name. I forget the actor's name, but anyway. He was fired for a tweet somebody from cancel culture uncovered from, at the time, like 10 years or almost 10 years ago, whatever, that he thought that he found funny at the time, and that was still on his Twitter account for, again, almost 10 years in the past at that point, and he got fired for That's such a shitty reason. Like another person is Gina Carano from The Mandalorian seasons 1 to 2. Her character was, of course, Cara Dune. She was fired for, like, I think, talking shit about it was either conservatives or Disney, or both, I don't know, on her Instagram. And she got fucking fired for it. Like, but a couple examples of it being used well, I think, are Jonathan Majors in recent memory, which I don't know if I've accepted yet. Like, I know it's real. Or at least mostly true. Like, it so hurts. You know what I mean? I genuinely respected him as an actor. He was one of my favorite actors up until this point of him abusing his ex-girlfriend and stuff. Sucks, man. Do I hope that if there's a trial that it comes out that he was innocent and nothing actually happened, and that he can continue playing gang? Yes, I fucking hope that happens. Sue me. And if it is true that he did that, and they have to recast gang, then by all means, I fucking hope whoever replaces Jonathan Majors is great as Jonathan Majors used to be. But yeah. And of course, another example in recent memories as well is Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's arrest and backlash and everything, and tearing him down was a result of cancel culture being used for good to tear someone down who deserved it. And same with Amber Heard, which wasn't really cancel culture, but it was, it was a mix of both. It was a mix of both actual people on both of their teams, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but it was also cancel culture. It's like a mix. Anyway, those are just a few examples of how cancel culture has been used well, and now it's been used poorly. And yeah, like, I think in relation to SAG-AFTRA, I watch a lot of creators on YouTube, obviously, not only for inspiration, but just because I respect the hell out of people who do that, since I do it myself. And also just, it's YouTube. I fucking watch YouTube. I don't know why I'm over-explaining this. But anyway, a lot of the people I watch, the YouTubers I watch, talking about film and entertainment and all that stuff. And a lot of videos I've seen recently, since the strikes have started for SAG-AFTRA, have had like the warning before the video starts saying, this video has been filmed or recorded or written or whatever before the strikes have started, which is a great thing for them to do, for creators to do. And I'm gonna do it myself when I make my video about Barbie, kind of putting it off. By the way, Barbie was great. I was thinking about what to talk about just before I streamed. I was like, that Barbie, like a Barbie review, did not come to fucking mind. So I will talk about that after, but yeah. Like in terms of, my whole point of talking about that was Loki Season 2. The trailer came out recently. First of all, it looks fucking awesome. I think Loki is probably one of, if not the best, Marvel Disney Plus show. I would even dare to say it's the best nerdy or geeky related fandom Disney Plus show on Disney Plus. It's not the best Disney Plus show. I mean, there's a lot on there. So when I say that I'm excited to see Jonathan Majors as Kang again, when I say I'm excited to see Jonathan Majors kick ass as Kang again in Loki Season 2, I'm not excited for Jonathan Majors as a person in Loki Season 2. I'm excited for Kang with Jonathan Majors playing him. There's a very clear difference there. And, you know, is it going to be hard to separate Jonathan Majors as a person with the thing that he did, apart from Kang as a dope character? Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult for all of us, but I think what makes it better is knowing that this was filmed way before any of this has happened, way before SAG-AFTRA, way before the Jonathan Majors girlfriend stuff, way before any of it. So it's not even the same Jonathan Majors, the same kind of shitty, douchey Jonathan Majors, abusive Jonathan Majors now as he was before when they filmed Loki Season 2. So, knowing that, I think it's a bit better. In terms of, like, I'm just trying to think of when Kang will show up next. Assuming Kang shows up in maybe Fantastic Four next year. Assuming he shows up in that, I would very much like for him to be recasted. For him to be recasted. Like from Jonathan Majors to someone else new. To someone new, because like playing him, because like they're not even filming it yet, Fantastic Four. They still are casting the Fantastic Four, like so knowing that if they casted Jonathan Majors as Kang, I would be upset, because it's the shitty Jonathan Majors who will be his girlfriend, or I guess now ex-girlfriend, but anyway, that would not sit right with me. I would like him to be recast. That's the point of saying that, but yeah. I'm excited for Ki Kwan showing up in Loki season 2. His character seems very interesting, goofy and such. It seems like he's friends with Mobius, or maybe another variant of Mobius. So that's gonna be interesting. Loki seems a bit more aggressive yet determined. It's weird. I think he's fitting more into the role. This version of Loki is fitting more into the role of anti-hero. Because with last season, Loki season 1, I mean, all of it was just to go back home. You know what I mean? Until he realized the last few episodes, or the last couple episodes, that all of it was bigger than him, or Sylvie, or anyone, or him and his brother, or just anyone. It was time itself. It was Kang himself. And he realized that, shit, it kind of needs saving. And he kind of became a hero for a moment. I think back to a line that Peter Quill said in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, when he's talking about saving Earth. No, because I'm one of the idiots who lives on it. I think it's the same logic that Loki used to validate himself by being heroic in season 1. Especially in the finale when the timeline is getting fractured. He warns Mobius and stuff, he wants the timeline to be saved. Yeah, sure, because maybe he's heroic for a moment, but also, he's one of the idiots who's on the timeline. He's one of many variants of himself that is on the fucking timeline. So yeah, of course he wants the timeline to be saved, because he's one of the idiots who's on it. No shit. So, I think between season 1 and season 2, Loki's kind of turned into more of a aggressive anti-hero. Still not killing, it seems, which is good. But more so he needs to, he has nowhere else to go and nowhere else to go to, and no one to go to, except the TVA, because the TVA has become his life now. Overall, it looks like a great season, and I'm very excited for it. And, yeah. So, Barbie. Barbie was a great movie. Nothing that I expected, because the marketing for Barbie told the story of a very different movie. A very different movie in the sense of it looked like a great comedic, kind of rom-com that you would see on fucking cable one day at 3 p.m. I'm sorry, but that's what the marketing marketed the Barbie movie as. And then actually seeing the movie the other week told a very different story than I was expecting. It was still fun, very fun, as it was marketed as, and funny as hell at a lot of times, as it was marketed as, but it was also emotionally heavy. Important topics, commentaries, became a movie that cemented Greta Gerwig as one of my fucking favorite directors ever, of all time. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I love a lot of directors, but very few have reached that, like, point of one of my favorite directors of all time. Not calling my opinion genius or anything. I'm just saying, that's a very high bar. For me personally. And it's based off her previous work too. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong or not, if this was either Patty Jenkins or Greta Gerwig herself, but I think Greta Gerwig did Wonder Woman. She did Little Women, I know she did that. Both of which I adore. They're not some of my favorite movies of all time, but I fucking love them. I love those movies. Both Wonder Woman and Little Women, respectively. And now Barbie. I adore this movie, dude. It not only very intensely, yet subtly, yet aggressively, but also wholesomely and positively, and then also negatively, shows what women go through and how women exist on this planet. How women shouldn't be treated, how women should be treated, how feminism and the patriarchy isn't and shouldn't just be about women or men, but it should be about both, and that's the point. Equal rights. You know, men and women being equal. And I think that was one of, if not the main message of the movie. And also the more obvious one of not all stereotypes are true, and you can be your own person and divert from the stereotypes that social media, movies, TV, celebrities, shit, the Barbie and dolls set out to have women be like. But besides that, it's also a hugely important movie for representation overall, not just women though. There was supposed to be Ben Platt as a Ken, and Ben Platt is queer and represents queer media. He's a great guy. He wasn't actually in the movie, but he was supposed to. Anyway, besides him, there was a couple, there was like gay actresses and gay Kens, like gay actors, and gay Kens and gay Barbies, which was awesome to see. Obviously, I mean, I would hope, you know what I mean? But like, colored Kens and Barbies, trans Kens and Barbies, like, showing, even though, you know, like, showing what us men should be and also shouldn't be. Showing Alan, which is, I'm just getting chills thinking about him, even though he's funny as shit. I mean, shit, he's played by Michael Cera. He's gonna be funny as shit. He's gonna be played out as a joke. But he represents the role I play in a patriarchy. Queer people, you know? Obviously in my certain case, queer men, but like, he represents the middle ground, you know, loving both men and women, treating both of them right, and not saying everyone is the movie, and myself aren't saying that everyone should be queer to respect and love everyone, but I think what it's saying by having Alan, there being only one Alan, is that not enough people are like Alan in the sense of just accepting the way people are and respecting their boundaries and just showing human decency and really truly honoring feminism overall and the idea of equal rights, and that's what Alan represents. You know, that's my interpretation of him as a character and what he represents. And overall, this just became a movie that I fucking adore and love to just sit with Greta Gerwig, herself, the director of this, herself, and just sit down with her and talk about what her own meanings were meant to be with this movie and what the messages were meant to be. And the messages and the betrayals and the hidden messages and the Easter eggs and all that and the attention to detail, that's filmmaking aspects. I would just love to have a conversation with Greta Gerwig about this movie. That's when you know a movie is pretty special. When you see it, and one of the first things that comes to your mind during the credits is, man, I'd love to talk to the director about this. And it's one of those movies, man. It's up there. And I think the emotional part for me, it hit with me in this time specifically because the university is coming up. You know, life changing. I won't live in my childhood home anymore. Parents giving me away. Specifically my mom, like, the heart of the movie. I won't, without spoiling too much, the heart of this movie, the Barbie movie, was this mom and daughter who were reconnected thanks to the whole adventure with stereotypical Barbie and whatever, played by Margot Robbie, but yeah. And even though I'm not a girl and I'm not a daughter, I am still not all the time, but some, you know, how the fuck do you phrase that, man? Just for lack of a better, a decent amount of, but I am the son of a mom, the son who a decent amount of times has expressed himself in a feminine way. So it hit with me emotionally in that sense because, you know, it's hard for that generation to see past the stereotypes when they were kids. You know, the son that they dreamt to have or the daughter that they dreamt to have. Yeah. And just the mom accepting the daughter the way she is. And my mom and a few other people in my life, like learning to accept that part of me, the queer part and the femininely expressive parts of me. Like, it just really hit for me emotionally, and that was pretty special. And also just the bond between the mom really hit with me too, because my mom's always been there for me. So it made me think about how special the bond between my sister and my mom is, and just made me think about how important they are to me. Just all the women in my life as well. Cisgendered ones, trans women, cisgender women, like cis males who go by she, her, like all the women in my life. And they're all intents and purposes, real women, because they are. And it's made me think about how important women are, how important men are, how important both are equally, and how important both women and men are equally to bring balance to the force. No, it's just to bring balance to fuck the world, man. Like, I would say we're getting there, but we're not. We need to, if we want to save this planet. You know, climate change, bigotry, racism, homophobia, like transphobia, like the world is, we're so divided as a species, and this movie really showed us how we shouldn't be and how we could not be, how we could be more together. And it's a really important film in that aspect and many others that I talked about. So yeah, just to finish this off, since not much has been happening with pop culture, oh yeah, I still need to see Oppenheimer, so that's why I'm not talking about it, because I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to soon. Anyway, maybe with my dad next week, I don't know. Anyway, so in preparation for Ahsoka, I finished watching Rebels for the first time last week, and it was a very special show. And there's episode 10, 11, and 12 left for the final season of Clone Wars as well, and I would watch those. But that friend who I've had no contact with for almost a month, the Lena guy, we were supposed to watch those 3 together, so I know everything that happens, so I don't need to watch those 3. I would just like to save those 3 for when he pops up again. It's like for the it's for the thing of watching it with him, you know what I mean? So I'll save those 3 until then, but yeah, everything that happens is just amazing. I've seen them all through reactions. Yeah, anyway, Rebels. Oh, man, within the first episode alone, I knew it was better than Clone Wars, and I know that may be a hot take. But I've also just always preferred the original trilogy era, or as many others would call it, the Rebellion era. So that would be like the end of Revenge of the Sith to, Revenge of the Sith to Return of the Jedi. That era of time. So that era of time would be like it's a classic era that has been expanded in Rebels, in the original trilogy, and of course Obi-Wan and like other stuff that has Inquisitors. Solo, and other shows that are coming up like Lando and all that. Anyway, so with the first episode in Clone Wars overall, it felt like in that era in Clone Wars and just in that whole prequel era, Jedi, and they're supposed to be like this in the prequel era, but in the prequel era, the Jedi felt like more than they were meant to be. As Ahsoka says, as Jedi we were as Jedi we were trying to be keepers of the peace. As Jedi we were trying to be keepers of As Jedi we were trying to be keepers of the peace, not soldiers. Yeah, so like Ahsoka was right, because the Jedi in the prequel era have always, they felt like just tools, Their egos ran wild and they just considered themselves the most powerful beings in all the galaxy. And with the creation of Darth Vader, it was equal again, unfortunately. Like in the prequel era, the light side was overpowering the galaxy and doing more harm than good. From being restrictive, showing a little bit of authoritarian here and there. having an army that was breeded for them, which is so many levels of fucked up. And yeah. But with the original trilogy era, or the Rebellion era, it really explores, that era really explores the Jedi as how they should be, which is protectors of all life, and not on the dark side or the light side, just on the side of life. Or I guess in terms of, I guess, a gray Jedi. That's what Rey is, that's what Ahsoka is. That's what Ezra is. I know that's what Sabine is gonna be in Ahsoka. I mean, come on. Her literal master is Ahsoka. I mean, come on. By the way, that's fucking awesome. I'll add on that later. But. And then, of course, Kanan. Kanan is also a great Jedi. And many more, I'm sure. But yeah. That's what the Jedi should be, and the original trilogy era, the Rebellion era explores Jedi as they should be, and that's why I've always preferred that era. Because even though I love how they're explored in the prequel era as well, you know, how they're not supposed to be and whatever, it doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? Like the prequel era is just tragic. It's a tragic era. Because it shows the fall of the Jedi and their flaws. Like how they shouldn't act like, how they shouldn't protect life. How they kill without remorse, without negotiation. They just kill who they think is dark. Who they think is with the dark side. Because they don't realize maybe they have hope in realizing that that isn't the way for the galaxy. No, but they don't. They just fight. As Ahsoka says, they were trained to be keepers of the peace, not soldiers. Why can't I say keepers? We were trained to be keepers of the peace, not soldiers. Okay, there we go. Oh, and also, when she says, the Republic couldn't have asked for a more better clone army. Nor I a better friend. When she said that, bro. Oof. But yeah, Rebels, man. Since I just explained how much I love your trilogy era. Yeah, like, within that first episode, hearing the original themes, and obviously hearing the original themes repeat throughout the series, 4-season series, up and again, hearing it in an animated show for the first time, Rebels for the first time, the Force theme, it didn't make me tear up automatically. It just gave me unbelievable chills. And first episode of Clone Wars gave me unbelievable chills as well, with Ahsoka's former master, and Ahsoka battling, what's her fucking face? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm blanking. What's her fucking name, dude? The bald chick. Ventress. The first episode of Clone Wars gave me unbelievable chills too, not for the same reason though, like it was her just showing that mentor, that master and Padawan relationship between Ahsoka's former master and Ahsoka battling Ventress, and how awesome that was. Same thing here for Rebels, but it was Kanan and Ezra. It was the beginning of their relationship. I would say master and Padawan, but it really became father and son, which hits me on so many personal levels that I won't get into. And the father and son thing in anything gets me for many personal reasons. Anyway, so that already put it above Clone Wars. Yeah, actually, I'll try not to do the comparing game here between Clone Wars and Rebels too much. But yeah. And then of course the end of the second episode actually brought a tear to my eye with Obi-Wan's, Ewan McGregor's version, in his character's message with the holocron. With James something returning to voice Obi-Wan for that message. You know, the in time, a new hope will emerge. Don't come to the temple. That time has passed. Like that. Oh, it actually brought a tear to my eye. And then just Kanan exploring himself, not just with his teachings being limited, but just Kanan accepting that he doesn't have to be a perfect master, but he can just be a good friend and be his family, because that's what Ezra needs. That's what everybody needs, and that's so fucking important. And the Ghost Crew and the Ghost Squadron represents that. You know, Zeb being the older brother, the tough love older brother that Ezra needs. Sabine being the heart of them all that everybody needs. Kanan being the tough leader that everybody needs. Hera being the same, but with a little bit more of the heart there. Hera, that kind of balances Kanan out. They're such a family, and it's so important. It's so important that chosen family is represented in media, and it's done so well here, and that already is such an important thing for me as well. The concept of chosen family, it's me on so many different personal levels as well. And then all most of the original voice actors returning. Sam Witwer as Darth Maul, as Maul, formerly Darth, now just Maul. Yeah. Oh, wow, my action actions will speak louder than words. Dude. Sam Witwer is fucking awesome as Maul, always. He always is. Especially in Twin Sons. Oh my god, Twin Sons. One of the best Star Wars things I've ever seen. In that duel. Like, I have a workout bar in the basement. Sometimes I get angry and go downstairs to the basement to work out, take out all my frustrations on exercises and things. Part of which I have a lightweight kind of workout bar that feels very similarly to a lightsaber. So I kind of practice poses with that and things. One of which in recent weeks has been Obi-Wan's stances and defenses in Twin Sons against Maul. His quick little duel with him. Oh my god. Twin Sons, man. But yeah. Of course, Twilight of the Apprentice. Perhaps I was wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. It was foretold that you would be here. Our long-awaited meeting has come at last. And speaking of at last, oh my god, Palpatine, his fucking self, showing up in the final season of Rebels. Ezra Bridger and Ahsoka Tano, mine at last. Like, oh my god. And voiced by Ian McDiarmid. Even in season 1, like most, or not, if not all, original voice actors in Star Wars, or the actors in Star Wars return to voice their characters. It genuinely warmed to my heart. Like Billy D. Williams in a short appearance as Lando. Frank Oz as Yoda in the fields every fucking time. Ahsoka, of course, Ashley Eckstein, Sam Witwer as Maul, James Earl Jones as Vader, dude, as well as Matt Lanter as Anakin for his short lines. Man, it just felt like such a continuation, such an untold story, and really expanding what the rebellion meant and means. Not just to Star Wars, but like to life. I don't want to get deep, but like to life as well. Because that's why Star Wars has always meant something to me. Because the rebellion, the light side, whatever you want to call it, I guess just the rebellion has always meant to me, at least, it's represented to me at least the good in humanity. And you know, with Rogue One, with Rebels, Andor, like all these rebel cells, as the movies and shows call them, these factions of the rebellion that are explored in different movies and shows, expand the idea that in life there's always people doing good that you don't see, that you don't notice. There's groups of people that are doing good for humanity that you don't notice. Same thing, but people doing stuff and doing good in your life that you don't notice. Like these silent guardians that you don't see. And it's amazing. And humanity is amazing sometimes. And the rebellion, resistance, whatever you want to call it, really represents that to me, and it's so fucking important and so amazing and so beautiful. And it's every faction they tell the story of: the Ghost Squadron with Rebels, the Rogue Squadron with Jyn Erso and all them from Rogue One, let's call them the Andor Squadron, Andor crew from Andor. You know, like all these factions, like told so well their stories. And it just represents hope, like hope in humanity, in the good of humanity, and it's so important. All their original Star Wars moments that they lead it up to every season were told so well. Like, it wasn't just the finales that they went all out for, it was other episodes in the seasons. It was just Dave Filoni giving us little like nuggets of peak Star Wars that we could just snack on until the big fucking moment of the finale. And it's such a well-told story. And Kanan, oh my god. Kanan representing all the... Oh god, I'm fucking crying. Kanan representing all the older brother figures that I've had in my life. All the father figures that I've had in my life. Ezra representing me, the doubts I've had, the growth I've had, the darkness I've endured, the hope I always have, the optimism I always have. Ezra is very much like me in those aspects. Same with Ahsoka. This may be a reach, but in the world between worlds, by the way, this is all spoilers, but by the way, the final season of Rebels, season 4, was in 2017, before Last Jedi, before Rise of Skywalker, before they were even fully developed projects. Get ready for this, guys. This may be a reach by me, but before those two movies were even fully made, Dave Filoni had voices of Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo, who turned good at the end of Rise of Skywalker, became the last Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker, and Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. Call this a reach, but I think Dave Filoni knew the plan and finished the Star Wars story of the Skywalker saga before Disney and J.J. Abrams and all them even conceived it. Because in the world between worlds, all the voices are light side users. Notice at the time, in 2017, Kylo Ren was just Kylo Ren to everyone in the Star Wars fandom. Kylo Ren wasn't Ben Solo, Jedi Knight, until the last moments of Rise of Skywalker. In 2019, 2 years after this episode released. Who knows how long they were even writing that and planning that World Between Worlds episode and plan. all the voices are chosen ones and people who contributed to the chosen ones bringing balance to the Force, including Anakin and Ben. Am I wrong? Dave Filoni's a fucking genius. And Rebels cemented that more than I already knew he was with Clone Wars. Ah, man. Yeah, overall, just beautifully written characters. Callus, aka Fulcrum 2, is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I said it. Callus. I love him. I love all the Ghost crew with all my heart. And I am beyond excited to see Ahsoka. Hopefully with my best friend who loves Ahsoka and Clone Wars and all that. And Rebels. Liam. I hope he reaches out soon so we can watch that together. But yeah, man. And I saw recently it was 8 episodes. It's gonna be 8 episodes, guys. Ahsoka. Holy shit. An 8 episode, like an hour each, of Rebels Season 5. And characters I hope to see. The theory that going around that the Inquisitor that Ahsoka is seen fighting in all the trailers is Barriss, the same fucking Jedi, the former Jedi, who had her, who made her leave the Jedi Order, a contribution to Anakin turning into fucking Vader. Ahsoka's former fucking best friend, besides Anakin, who betrayed her. If that's Barriss, I will cry my eyes out. Because that is one of the best fucking payoffs to anything in Star Wars ever. To any character in Star Wars ever. Like I fucking said. Overall, it was just a beautifully written show. I love the Grand Inquisitor. I love all the Ghost crew. I love how all of the original voice actors and actors came back in the show just to show the love. I love Ahsoka so much. Kanan, man. Zeb, Hera, Chopper. Chopper's such a feisty little asshole, and I fucking love him. But he also showed heart in saving that Imperial droid. And that episode warmed my heart as well. And Zeb and Sabine, Callus and Rex, man. The last battle. Such a Clone Wars episode, and I loved it so much. It so accurately depicted PTSD, not just in Rex, but this whole show. Like, with Ahsoka freaking out, realizing Anakin is Vader. With Rex, I think his PTSD from the Clone Wars. Kanan with Order 66. Wolf with Order 66. Like, oh my god. I mean, never experienced it like that, like with war and stuff, but obviously, like, I've experienced PTSD, yeah, and it sucks. It's so accurately depicted here, and it's pretty fucking cool of Rebels to do, Dave Filoni to do. And, yeah. overall, it's just a beautifully written show, and I urge anyone who hasn't watched Rebels to watch it now before Ahsoka comes out. And same with Clone Wars. Again, beautifully written show. Sure, Rebels is better, but yeah. To end this off, I'll say two of my favorite lines. Both are very important, and I don't have to say much about them because I don't have to say anything about them past saying the lines themselves because they mean everything. They say everything with the lines themselves. So it was the Grand Inquisitor in Season 2, Episode 16, I think? When Ahsoka came to the Jedi Temple on Lothal with Kanan and Ezra. She saw that for the first time. Kanan, with his vision and his fear and stuff, realized that he just has to be there for Ezra. The vision of the Grand Inquisitor as Temple Guard, as who we used to be, as a Temple Guard and as a Jedi Knight, with the line, Kanan was like, "What does this mean?" The former Grand Inquisitor says, "You are what I once was, a Knight of the Jedi Order. Now go. I will delay the enemy." That you are what I once was, a Knight of the Jedi Order. Now go. I will delay the enemy. Do it, and then finally, probably the best arc I've ever seen, or one of the best arcs I've ever seen in a character in Star Wars, with Kanan. "You can see yourself, and you will never be truly blind, Kanan Jedi Knight." It's one of the most important sentences I will live by. I live by in life. With all that being said, man, the Force will be with you, always. This has been This Won't Last Long.